Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just going to do this since I couldn't get in with that other thing. But thanks for trying to walk a sister through it. I still couldn't get it. So let's go now. Well, hello. We're over here now. Hey, Clyde, Regina, Jazzy. Thanks for trying to help me, baby. I didn't have I didn't have no clue. I was just gonna try to go there. Hey, Keitra, what's going on? It has been a long time. I was on yesterday. So I had scheduled this live for this morning. And lo and behold, they sent me a damn link. I'm thinking, what is wrong with the cable? I went down there, checked the cords because I've had, many problems with it before. And they came out, changed the box, went to the underground or wherever the cable's at. Anywho, I get this link saying that they were working on it. So I had to cancel that live this morning. And I really was hyped up for that live, because I like doing some of this conspiracy, but I don't think it's all just a conspiracy thing. I think this shit is really happening. I think it's really happening and it's happening right in front of us, and people don't want to believe it because it's so evil. That people don't want to believe that people will sacrifice their friends, their lovers, their family for the almighty dollar. But it is true. I'm following this story on this takeoff guy from the Amigos. And the more you guys, I go around and listen to different YouTube channels, I really, really believe in the depths of my heart that they sacrificed him. That his Quavo sacrificed. I take off. I don't believe it was a dice game, went wrong. It's just too many things that that you're hearing from different people. So I really do believe that, unfortunately, it's sad, but I think it's true. It's levels to that game in the music industry. And I was reading a letter. I listened to a podcast, and Krazybone was reading a letter how they went into this secret meeting, and I got it here and I'll play it a little later. And they wanted them to be part of. Yeah, did you hear the mom of the CEO? Yes, I heard the mom of the CEO. And on Gossip Girls XOXO, I just heard another lady from Atlanta who must know them real well saying that he was sacrificed, and that the messy video that they had just put out is showing actually him being sacrificed. And do I believe it? Yes, ma'am, I do believe it, because I know the root for the love of money is the root of all evil. And I do believe there are elitists that's in the music industry, is gatekeepers. And I think when you sign that contract, you are signing up for some shit you may not know that's going to pop off. I don't think you have the option to say, oh yeah, I'm going to sacrifice my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my cousin. I don't think it's like that. I think at just certain point it's just your time to pay. And your pay is to sacrifice someone. And I don't know if they pick it or not. Like I said yesterday, contracts have a lot of shit in them that we just don't read. And I just know they probably put that in small writing. But I think some of those people know what the game about. Krazybone video is going around. I got that one. You watched it 2 years ago. That's the video I was going to show you. But anywho, I do believe that these people are being sacrificed for them for someone to rise to another level. It's not too far-fetched, you guys. No, Kanye is not crazy. Now, does he have mental illness? I believe so. I believe his mother kept his mental illness in check. My daughter and I was talking about that this morning, and she was explaining, if you watch the documentary, Mom, you'll see that he always have had a mental illness, but his mother had kept him balanced and she kept it hidden. And a lot of times we do hide stuff, to protect our families and our children. So I believe perhaps that's what she was doing. And if you guys remember when Kanye was doing the show and Kim was over in Paris somewhere getting robbed, and he had to bring the show to an abrupt halt? And then afterwards, him and Jay-Z, who I think is a gatekeeper, that's just me. You don't have to believe it, but it's just me. I believe he's a gatekeeper, Puffy a gatekeeper. I believe a couple of them are gatekeepers, and they are put at the top to keep the people at the bottom in line. And so when you get out line and you break that oath, they just do away with you. And I believe they are gatekeepers. That's why they have risen so high in the music industry, because they sold their souls. I'm going to say it like that. However, I was talking about, my daughter was telling me about the documentary and stuff. And yes, I do believe he had mental illness and he was on medication. Now, when you have mental illness, right, and they prescribe medication to you, you are supposed to continuously take that medication because it balances your brain chemistry out. And when you don't, you tend to go haywire. And that's why they say some people are bipolar, because one day they act this way, the next day they act that way. They all over the place. So perhaps he does have mental illness and is admitted mental illness. And so now that he's off his meds, he's telling it all. And that's probably what they didn't want him to do. And when I said that, hey, do y'all think that perhaps he's trying to commit, the unthinkable? I don't think he will do it to himself, but I believe with him exposing the industry, the gatekeepers will send the dogs after him, if you know what I mean. And eventually he'll disappear. And I think he's at that point where he don't give a shit now. He just don't care. It's do or die, and so he's going to expose them. And in that video that we watched yesterday when he was on Drink Champs, he at the end he was saying, oh, I don't think I played that. So hold on. Let me tell you why they saying they think Kanye is going crazy. Oh shit, I didn't download that one. But anyway, I have a video. See all the stuff I was putting together. But anyway, he was like, "Come kill me now. You could just kill me." And he was like, "Ho, ho, ho. Don't say that. Yay, don't say that." He was like, "No. Send your boys. Let the Meek Mills and whoever you got, with the gas, just come kill me now." So is he actually committing suicide? Is a possibility. Will he do it himself? Maybe not, but he know by exposing the industries, they're going to send someone after him. So by him exposing them and saying stuff like that, perhaps he just setting himself up, or he knows that they're going to come after him anyway because he done broke some type of oath. Point blank, period. So he probably don't care at this point anymore. But I do believe in it. And I do believe that Kanye is going through something. Not only Kanye, is other people who's exposing the industry as well. Yeah, that video is deep with that Krazybone. I had that video here, but like I said earlier, it was loaded in some somewhere else. And I don't think oh yeah, here it is. I gotta shout this brother out. But here's that
meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation.
Damn.
So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for.
Damn.
Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell the story.
We gonna tell the story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not just playing.
Look, that black van.
So look. So he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today. The industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign a confidentiality agreement preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, G.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistols. No,
For real, though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable in the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates.
Mm-hmm.
The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Mm-hmm.
It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become solid investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we also be able to buy stock.
That's all I need to hear. That's all y'all need to hear. That's where that prison and pipeline come from. And that was in the 90s. And if you think about it, rap music started changing more into what they call, quote, gangster rap now. And more of our people are dying from in the music industry. So I do believe, is that Krazybone, Jazzy? Or Keitra, is that Krazybone himself reading that letter? 3 strikes rule, exactly. That's because they all invest in that. And so they have to make sure they push their agenda. And their agenda is to destroy our culture. And if you're in prison or dead, you can't produce. We can't reproduce. 2 men can't reproduce, 2 women can't reproduce. So the more you murk us and get us out of here, the more that we become weaker. But until they can do that, they want to make sure they have put something into plan to help us do it a little faster. So that's why I believe the music we hear now, always talking about, something violent, is never any positive music. If you try to produce positive music, you won't get anywhere. That's what Kanye West and other artists were saying. If you go to them and you give them a song or something, and it is not violent and is not gangster rap or hip hop, then they will not buy into it. So they purposely set us up, because the more you hear that music, the more you become what that music says, especially for little children that doesn't, they don't have the ability to differentiate real life versus just music. So what? They become those people. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was all about love. You see how I went from all about love to now gangster rap? The veil of deception is coming down. It's just a matter of time. The music industry is very wicked. I have heard many past artists, present artists speak about how wicked and evil the music industry is. They tend to always say, I sold my soul. So they know what's in those contracts. They just that money hungry that they do what we call sell your soul. And for Houston bread, I mean figuratively, not literally. So they do that. And it's easy, think about it, it's easy for us to be enticed by money, because a lot of those artists come from broken homes, and they come from different demographic areas that don't do too well, poverty, well, what I would call poverty, and so they are just so hungry that they go in and they sign those contracts not knowing Yeah, not knowing that you are actually selling your soul. And so now they think Kanye is crazy because he's revealing everything. He's exposing them. See, him and Jay-Z had a deal, and then we go talk about that other one too, as well as when they wanted to buy a black distribution company, and Jay-Z and Puffy went and told them big people, the gatekeepers, the big masses. They went and told them, so they made a deal with them. And what happened is those brothers didn't get the deal because they found out what they was trying to do, and what they do, they destroyed all their companies. And even though Rap a Lot is still around with Jay Prince and them, and you got Suge Knight, he in jail. You had they said Tupac. I think, did they say Tupac was down with that? But it was a couple of brothers who was trying. Oh, Russell Simmons was one of them. And they said Jay-Z and Puffy went back and told the masses. And if you look at Jay-Z and Puffy, look at them now. Hey, Tan 7J. Look at them now. Look where they at. They're up there. They are the gatekeepers. They are the gatekeepers of the industry. And like I said, when they have all that jewelry and they give them those chains and say you part of the fam now, the fam is much more wicked and evil than they can see. I heard Chuck No Joke. I was over there. I'd be everywhere. Chuck No Joke was saying that the industry is much deeper, is much more wickeder than what we know. We haven't seen half of the stuff. So when those people take that oath, they know that they have to do something. Why you think they call the original music masters? Yes. You know what? I'm glad you said, hey, Kimberly Queen Diva. Jazzy, I swear the other day I said, no wonder they call that masters. I don't know if I was driving somewhere, but I said, no wonder that's where the name masters came from. And every time somebody want their masters back, they come up unalive. It's tons of people who wanted their masters back, from way back when, that all of a sudden died from a drug overdose because it's easier for them to inject you, or they committed the unthinkable. Why? Because if you're in the area, nobody see you, hey, you got some point, somebody telling you to jump, you probably go jump. No, the comedians aren't safe because look at Dave Chappelle. Look at Cat Williams. Cat Williams was exposing them too. And look how they tried to blackball him. So this stuff is for real. And I wish we would open our eyes up to it because it's destroying a culture, a whole culture. And it's only going to get worse because most of us are accepting that music, listening to that music. And the more we listen to it, the more, you know, likely that you accept it. You just accept it. Thank you, Kimberly, for stopping it. So these people are just accepting the fact that, we this is what we do, this is how we live, this is how they want us to live. They never really want us to rise above. They may allow us to get to a certain level, but it's always that master that you work for, and when you get beside yourself and get too comfortable, they do things to rein you back. Coolio said it best. He said, I didn't want to say anything. He said, I wanted to talk about the music industry and expose them, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want them to bring harm to my family or me. He said, because that's what it's about. So he kept his mouth closed for a long time. And as soon as he did talk about it, what happened? Maybe a month or two later, he's no longer here with us. So that industry is so wicked. It's so wicked. And I feel sorry for a lot of our young boys and girls, or young men and women coming up wanting to be a part of the rap industry. I wish they just would. And I wish they would find other things to do other than to be in that industry. Because it's easy for you to take a young person and impress upon them because their mind still isn't fully developed. So it's easy. So I think their reach is to any place of influence and wealth. Yeah, they just trying to fit in. They just gold chains around your neck equals shackles. Girl, you think just like me. That's what I thought. I was like, every time they put one of them damn chains around those rappers' neck, those represent shackles, chains. Yesterday I said it is bondage, is brotherhood, is what did I say? To me, it represents slavery, a form of slavery. I like jury. I'm not gonna lie, I like jury, but all those chains around your neck, nah, man, that's just a representation of slavery. It's just a modern day slavery, you know. So I know they really trying to destroy our people. Think about it. They are really, really destroying our people. In my opinion, he is not the first to start awakening and want out of his contract. He is also not the first to behave oddly and start speaking out against the industry. There have been many. Yes, it has. And that's what I said. The reason why I believe it, you guys, because too many people say the same thing. So many people speak about how wicked the industry is and how their contracts, different things are in the contract. They have a lot of secret meetings. Now, I don't think they part of the Illuminati, the I people, because I don't think people of our color could get there. We don't get that high. That's way, way up. You know who's a part of them, you know. But I believe that they have, just like they say, take this for example. This the craziest shit I ever heard of. So I was talking to my son, and when I was talking about takeoff, I was saying that's messed up. He was like, "Yeah, they got to check in." I said, "Why the hell you got to check in to go into somebody's city? What the hell is wrong with these people? Who do they think? Why I have to call and let you know?" My son said, "Because you can't just go in." This is my young son. You can't just go in nobody's hood, and when you go in their hood like that, you have to be secured by them. I'm like, what? I said, that's a bunch of crap. But see how some people are conditioned to do that. I'm not checking in nowhere. I'm just going when I get ready. But I don't run in those circles. But anywho, it reminds me of, how you have to have permission. You have to have permission to do certain things. They're running this industry like, I don't know, a gang. Just like a gang. It's like a gang or something. You have to have permission to go into Houston. You have to get permission from Jay Prince and them, and Takeoff and them was supposed to be secure, because they had got permission from Jay Prince and them to come to Houston. What kind of crazy stuff is that? But I guess apparently that's how they roll. That's how the industry roll. These fake mobs. They like gangsters now. You can't come over here unless you get permission from me. And I guess people adhere to that. It is what it is. They doing Kanye, yeah, Kanye like they did. Yes. They tricked us with the slave narrative. Exactly. They doing them just the same. Wait, what? History just repeats itself. They doing now. I didn't follow the Kyrie Irving thing too much, but I've really been watching Kanye West when he get on different platforms, podcasts. He has been silent for a couple of days, maybe a couple of days, 2 days. Yeah. But when I watched him on Drink Champs, you could tell something was really bothering him. He felt liberated for some, reason. He felt liberated on there. They hadn't taken his deals yet. But I heard that Adidas just had to pay him for breaking their contract or something in their contract. They just had to pay Kanye West millions of dollars. He won a lawsuit against them. Now, do you believe that Kanye West would eventually go away, if you know what I mean? When I say go away? Yeah, remember Mr. T with all them damn chains around his neck looking like a fool? I used to like Mr. T though when I was young. Do you think eventually, or do you believe that Kanye West is on that mission to leave this place? Oh, that's all right, Kimberly. I'm so glad to see you. Beautiful. Thanks for stopping by. Do anyone believe that he's on a mission to, do away with himself? Everything we try to build up, they mind control. Look how they blew up our Black Wall Street. We need to unite as one. I think we are afraid. I think we are so, like I said, I believe we are still mentally in bondage. We are afraid to step out there. Like, why would you go? Why would Jay-Z and Puffy go and tell the big masses, the masses, that they were trying to start a distribution to make their own money? Those brothers was trying to start a distribution. Why would he do that? Because he's conditioned. Really, he was afraid. He could talk tough. He could talk tough about Marcy, slinging rocks and all that crazy stuff. He was afraid. He was afraid perhaps that he wouldn't get as big as he is now. And so they ran back to the white man. Well, and you know who's really them? The people with the J's. That's who really control the music industry all through there. Are the people with the J's, just like Kanye said. And they control everything. And apparently they were scared and they went back and told. And so it blew their distribution deal. And I think those people had beef with Jay-Z and Puffy. And they call them the feds. They call Puffy the feds. They said they gave him paperwork and everything of what they was thinking about doing, Jay-Z and Puffy. Now, I don't know how true, allegedly, I don't know how true that is. I didn't research or dig deep into it, but I do believe that some of us are so conditioned to serve the master that we are afraid to try anything on our own. Because this won't stop, you guys. This will not stop. Before this year is over, we'll lose another rapper. We will lose another young rapper. If it ain't Ye, we will lose them because that's how they condition. We are so conditioned to bring harm to each other just to get ahead. Is the crab in the barrel mentality. Yeah, Kyrie, yeah. He's been calling him out too. And then he lose his contract or something happened with him. He is a Cherokee Indian, not African American. But didn't something happen with him? No, I don't think he is on a mission to do away with himself. I believe he is on a mission to stop the industry and trying to control him. By the way, if that is true, he will lose, as so many have lost. I, I, you know what? The only way I think that they won't come after Ye is because he is exposing them. And then if something happened to him, most likely they'll look back at some of the suspect people. The suspects would probably be people in the music industry. So I don't know if they will bother him. I'm not too sure. Let me tell you something. Those people are bigger than us, and when I say they are bigger than us, and they are untouchable. I think a lot of them are untouchable because they control everything. If you control everything, you the lawyer, you the judge, you the police, you're the senator, you're the mayor, you're the lieutenant, you're the president. I mean, they control everything. So who would they most likely they'll get away with it if they did anything to. They getting away with it with this takeoff little guy. The more I listen to that, I think they go get away with that, whoever did it, even though they believe they have hardcore evidence. Well, public opinions, hardcore evidence. You know, I still believe they go get away with it because it's bigger than us. And when I say us, I'm just talking about the average person is bigger. I don't think we can even scratch the surface or begin to figure out how to fix some of this stuff, how to prevent them from killing the culture of people, to kill our culture, a race of people, because they're doing it. Think about it. My daughter and I had a conversation today, and I said, "Oh, it's just so sad." I said, "We are just killing each other." She said, "Oh, my, they do it in the white communities, they do it in the Asian communities, they do it in every." Yes, they do. But for me, I'm talking about my people in my community. It seems like it's just getting out of control. Every day, all day, you could hear about missing Black women, children, um, unalived Black women, children. This girl, Chantrell, what was her name? Oh, Sharquil or Shanquil, you know, the one who just went with her friends, and what they do. They unalived her. For what? You just can't trust anyone nowadays. I don't have a lot of friends, never have had a lot of friends. It was just something about me. I stayed to myself. If I had friends, it was like one or two. I never ran with a clique or anything. Yeah, that's what, yeah. I just said that. Regina, did she say that? Regina M is right. They will make you look like a suicide using Kim. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what I said. Eventually, he won't be here. I don't think he's gonna be around. But before he leave, now he's quiet now. Hopefully, he's okay. But before he leave, I think he will name drop more and expose a little more. But you could best believe they ain't gonna let him do too much of it. But even if he does tell, who's going to do something about it? We're not going to stop playing their music so that they don't make the money, make billions off of us. And when most rappers and stuff die, music artists, they have that death clause and they get insurance for them, and their music skyrocket. So they're worth more dead than alive, really, if you think about it. So why are they going to stop that? Why are they're never going to take that music out of play, because it helps them solidify what they're trying to do to a culture of people. They make the most money. Hey, Queen Diva, that's what the news every day, just death after death. It is so overwhelming, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out, other than me talking to my grandchildren, because my children is grown, you know, what can you do? Because they listen to that music. My daughter and them don't think there's nothing wrong with their kids listening to that music. So what can I say as a grandmother? I think some of the music is horrible. And why all the music we hear now is about violence. All of it. Why are so many guns in our community? Why? We don't bring them guns into our community. Those guns are brought in by the masses. Yeah, the masses bringing all those guns, bringing all the drugs. They just know we are so programmed, so hungry, that we'll utilize those things. The more they push it, the more we'll utilize it and destroy ourselves. Think about the many that have passed under mysterious circumstances. There have been many, even ye briefly touched on that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why they seem to think that he may be on some type of, mission to unalive himself, because he's really exposing them. And he said that real clear. I didn't kill nobody, so I ain't worried about it like you guys did. I didn't. And like I said, I don't think he meant he sacrificed his mom like that. I think he meant he knew that perhaps something happened to her and they were the cause of it. I don't think he meant like he said, "Hey, yeah, take my mom as the sacrifice." I can't believe that. That would be hard to believe. That's all that boy had. So I'm just, the more and more I listen and I watch all these young rappers and stuff, get unalived, it really bothers me, because I know it's so more to come, so many more to come. Sorry, so many more to come. So, and like I said, you often wonder, what can you really do to put a stop to it? It's nothing you really could do. It has infiltrated our lives, our communities. It is what it is. I know they watching. They always watching, Diva. Thank you. They always watching. That's why sometimes I watch the words I use, and then sometimes they don't monetize the video, but it's all good. I ain't the only one talk about it. It's people who get real deep in it, deep, deep, deep in it. And I enjoy watching them because, like I said, the more they talk about it, the more we think about it. It's true. That's their master plan, and it will eventually destroy a people. Think about it. And it will be no way for us to procreate. And so eventually we will definitely be the minorities. I mean, we already minorities, but we'll never get on top because we'll destroy each other. Sad but true. But anywho, I did have videos. I always have some type of problem, but I did have videos and stuff lined up because that letter I wanted to talk about and ye I wanted to talk about. I was listening to Chuck No Joke, and he was saying he knew Kanye West. He'd been to his house. He met his mother, and he said that he think he's on a mission. And I was like, really? And then I started thinking about it when he did that on Drink Champs. Maybe he do want them to come and take him out of his misery. Maybe the devil is eating him up. His conscience is probably eating him up, you know? I don't know. For the ones in here who know a little about this takeoff situation, what do you think happened with this takeoff? What do you think really happened with that young guy? Can you drop the link? Yeah. Hey, of course. I would love to drop the link for you, babe. What do y'all think really happened with that takeoff? I believe he was set up. I really do. When I watched it, they blocked Oath of Calvary message. Okay, I'll go back and look at her message. Oh, Oath of Chivalry. What is that? Yeah, Oath of Chivalry. I'll go back and look at it. I dropped it. I dropped the link. Let me get my who asked for the link? I dropped it. Maybe they trying to get on. I don't know. But yeah, I really wish I do. I can't tell people what to do, but can you drop links on the video? I can. Oh man, damn, I ain't good at that. Links on a video. I ain't good at that. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, can I do it tomorrow? Can I put in the description? Because I gotta go get it. One of them was Profit Muscle. I watched Profit Muscle, and I watched Choke No Joke. I watched Drink Champs, and that's where Kanye was at. I can yeah, tomorrow I'll drop it. I should, because I should shout them out, because that's where I got some of the information from. And so I'll drop that though. But yeah, you guys, the name said it all to me. He was a takeoff, unfortunately. Yeah, Keitra, I really believe that they okay, hold on. Diva telling me. She said certain words you can't type or Google will hold for review. I know. I saw one the other day. Hold on. Let me go get it. Let me go get it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get it. The one with Kanye West. I'm looking for it, you guys. I'm looking for it. Y'all trying to confuse me. Let me do that. Let me do it. I find it strange that they have not gotten anybody yet for this. They will not. They will not. Like I said, you got those folk there that's controlling Houston, that you got to check in with. Okay, MR. Okay, thank you, Jazzy. You have to check in with them, and that's who they checked in with, and they were supposed to guard them. But I'm telling you, Quavo sure looks strange, you guys. He sure looked strange when all that was going down. It was as if they had set him up and he had said a cold word. Why did all those people, if it was a private party too, why did all those people have cameras and they was recording everything? And now they trying to put it as if one of the Migos did it, like one of their security did it. But I don't know about that, you guys. The more videos I watch, it looked like it was a setup. It really does. It looked like he set that boy up. And perhaps let me tell you this. My girlfriend sent me a little video clip where the man said to pay attention. They say that Takeoff looked like he was, really dazed, like he just wasn't there, as if his soul had left his body because he knew what was going to happen. That's how he appeared to be, kind of out of it that entire night. And if you notice, Quavo never stayed close to Takeoff either. When I was watching all the videos, and there's 1,000 videos out there, and you just look, it's like he never stayed close to him. Takeoff wasn't even in the vehicle with him and Jazz Prince when they were driving, when they was in Fifth Ward, and where they had went to this private party at. Come to find out, Jay Prince owned the bowling alley, or he part ownership of that bowling alley that they were out at. They said it could have been, now I don't know, allegedly, it could have been someone on the balcony or on the roof who actually sniped him. But it seems as though they staged it as if they was arguing over a dice game. I don't think so, and losing money. T, did you see the vid of a man in Atlanta letting Jay Prince Sr. know that they are coming? Yes. And not only that, listen, I'm good on Ratchet TV. Y'all got to check out Ratchet TV. That boy digs so deep that they sending threatening messages to him. They are threatening him. He is revealing a lot of shit. He is linking it together. Don't you know they said that this man said he went to the site where all this happened because he was trying to figure out to see how many bullet casings, and the a memorial that Jay Prince and the Prince family had put up for Takeoff. Anywho, he was saying that he had seen so many Georgia cars in Houston in these last couple of days after that happened to Takeoff. But they saying that Quavo actually set him up. And they said that if you watch the Messy video, which I didn't, is basically stage showing you the whole thing, what's going to happen. And so they robbed him of his jewelry. And when I was listening to Ratchet, do you know that they had that jeweler with them? Remember, they went to the jewelry store first before they ever went to the dice game in the bowling alley. They went to that jewelry store, and that jewelry store owner is real cool with them. And they say every time they come to Houston, they go in there and they buy a piece of jewelry or just speak to him or whatever. But they always in the jewelry store prior to his death, right? And come to think of it, they snatched Takeoff jewelry off. They snatched his jewelry from around his neck. So I thought, well, maybe they was trying to rob him and then somebody shot him, right? But nope. I believe what they did is that jeweler, they've been doing that for a long time because it's other people too that they have robbed in the past for their jewelry, other artists and stuff. And so what would they do? You wouldn't wear Takeoff's neck around jewelry around your neck, right? They take it to the jeweler and he probably break it down and make different jewelry for them or give them money, and he melt it down. They said this shit is so deep and they so linked up. The mayor's linked up with them. The police chief, they say, is so linked that you probably never going to get anyone convicted for his murking. They say you'll never get anyone because they said they run that whole, they run Houston. So, because from the videos, you've seen a lot of stuff. You would think they would bring all those people in for questioning. They ain't brought not one person. They talking about this little dude named Lil Cam, who they grooming to be their little Merc man. And kids, you can make an impression on them. It's easy to make an impression on a young man out there in the streets who've been watching you as they grow up. And then the father was part of I guess this Prince family. He used to run with him. So it's easy to make an impression on him. And he must be one of those trigger happy little kids. And they said, go to Ringo TV. He has a great breakdown of the messy video. Okay, I will do. After this, I will do. I'm telling you, it's very interesting because you wonder if that boy really did sacrifice his nephew. Like I said, I believe he did. And I believe his code word was, let me go before I hurt somebody. And that's when everything else, popped off. I'm going to watch Ringo TV. If they have not identified anyone for takeoff demise with the crowd of people and a lot of had cell phones via video, my opinion is very, very suspicious. And staged. That's why they say it's staged. They say it is so, let me see. They say it's so much like the messy video that they just did. Then come to find out, Quavo, the uncle of Takeoff, he'd been with Jay Prince and Drake and them for years. And he made music with that guy they call Little Cam. I'm like, damn. So I believe perhaps that they did set that boy up. They did set that boy, and they gonna get a lot of money. And check this out. Cardi just brought what's an Offset contract from what's the name of that company? What's the name of that company? She just brought Offset out of his contract. What's the name of that company, that music? Damn, I know it just as good. I can't think of it. Well, she just brought him, they just paid $8 million or something, or $80 million to get him out of contract with the Migos. Hey, Barbara. Once you see that vid, you will have no doubt. I don't have no doubt now. When I say, if you watch Ratchet TV, that brother broke it down. He had text messages. He had messages where people wrote him from Atlanta. He put it all together on why he believed that he was sacrificed, that they set him up. And I believe they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe they really did, you guys. It is real, and we need to pay attention to it because, again, they do things right in the opening, and we don't believe it. And so they continue to get away with it. Yeah, his name is Ratchet TV. When I said he broke that shit down, he broke it down. And he had this guy on. He say he was a paralegal, but I was a little suspect. He was doing a little too much digging for me. He was, he went to the scene, measured the bullet, case, shells, like where they hit it and everything. Went on the balcony to see if it was a possibility that a sniper had hit him. He went inside the bowling alley to see the glass and where they was at. So he was doing a whole lot just to be a person just of interest, a person just interested in knowing what really happened. And he was breaking it down over there on Ratchet TV. And I watch Ratchet TV every night. And he's been really, really deep into this. That I told you, they have sent him out threats several times telling him to back off this subject. So I don't know, tonight he's talking about something else. I don't know if, he's going to let it go, but he said he wasn't going to let it go until someone get charged with Takeoff's, situation. I don't know, you guys. I think the young dude was set up by his uncle. I don't give a damn if it was his uncle. Look at that girl who was just with her best friends and what they did to her. So you just can't trust people nowadays. Her video, be careful. Yes, see, they connecting all of that. They connecting so many songs to this stage, thing with Takeoff that and like I said, she was with Quality Control. That's it. She was with Quality Control. She brought her contract out. He was with Quality Control also. She just brought his out. They sued Quality Control. So is it possible that perhaps they put the, you either follow this oath, to Quavo, or you done, or we, something went on. However, they sued Quality Control, their management company, for millions. But she ended up buying Offset's and her contract from them. And I thought they said something like 80 million. Maybe they said 8 million. 8 million for his and so many millions for hers. And so they no longer under Quality Control. But I don't know. Yeah, allegedly. You right. Speaking of Cardi, since it is all alleged and everything I say is allegedly, I have not met these people. I don't know these people. They haven't spoken to me. So everything I say is allegedly. Thank you, my dear Regina, and for always keeping me on top of my game. Since it is alleged that she bought off out of his contract. Remember some months ago, Cardi went out after she had her daughter say, yes. And do you remember what she said, Regina about her and her soul? But allegedly, she paid off Offset and her contract out from Quality Control. So maybe it's a couple of people who didn't want him here. So we'll see who will skyrocket from here, But again, he's going to get a lot of money. I mean, they're going to get a lot of money, from his demise. Yes, they are. Yeah, that video was pure wicked. So you saw it? I didn't see it. I'm going to have to go watch it. But they said that basically it was saying what was going to happen in the, months to come to Offset. So perhaps it was. They said the way they even staged the video, how the video was set up, that's how the scene was basically set up. It involved the gambling, the fighting with supposedly the arguing. It involved him being kind of zoned out. So I don't know. Be careful was for Offset. Yeah. And then now listen, I just want to say this. I love conspiracy. But for real, I just think some of this shit in my heart of hearts is true, you guys. They say that those people too, the cave people, are wicked witches. They say that some of them dabble in witchcraft and voodooism. Is voodooism a word? Yep, I'm going to use it. So we don't know what's really going on. They just say it's a very dark, dark place. They said the music industry is really, really dark. And I could believe it. I believe it all. We'll see, because I do believe probably before this month is out, no, maybe not this month or this year is out, that we will lose another person from a music industry. Now, I don't know who it's going to be, but I believe that is just going to keep going. Suki Han, I never forget how that girl was scared. That girl was scared. And now look at her. She had to go through. She had to go through with her contract. And she just outright sluttish, if you ask me. A lot of them. Allegedly. Right, Diva. I said allegedly they supposed to be witches. Now, I don't know. Jazzy has sent chills through me. I don't like the song after watching it. I have to go watch that. Is that bad, you guys? Is that wicked? Keitra, is that bad? Jazzy, is that bad? You mean the Messy video? You talking about the Messy video, right? The Messy song or Be Careful? Which one? Y'all talking about? You talking about the Messy video? They said it's terrible. They said, but it showed it all. Exactly what was going to happen to Take Off. It sent chills through me. I didn't like the song after watching the video. Oh, Be Careful. I never seen that. I'm not no real Cardi B fan, no, baby. I'm not Cardi B's fan. Nope. I'm not a fan of this music, period. I wish it would take us back to some of our old music. This music, like I said, is too violent. It's too violent. So I don't care for it that much. Yeah, be careful. Oh, I didn't like, now listen, I didn't even like that WAP one. I saw so many demonic signs in that song with her and Megan Thee Stallion, that WAP, that I was like, nah, these people, even if they're not a part of something wicked, they sure are. What? Let me see. If they not a part of it, they sure are acting a part. Does that sound right? Yeah, they are, because that WAP with them snakes and stuff, I don't like stuff like that. I've been anti-rap going back to NWA. Have you? You know, I find myself listening to the music, but I like the beat. I'm more into the beat, not the lyrics. I'm more into the beat. Because I remember with my granddaughter, I was listening. I said, "Oh, this is my song. I love this song." My oldest granddaughter, who's now what, 17, she said to me, "Yaya, do you know what they saying? Oh, you nasty." I said, "I'm nasty," because me and my granddaughter joke like that. She said, "Yeah, do you know what they saying?" I didn't even know what they were saying. I just liked the beat. See, I never paid the lyrics any attention. I just was, dancing to the beat, like so. Until my granddaughter told me it was disgusting. I forgot what record it was. So, you guys, I have been on here an hour, and I'm glad you guys came by. Though I just popped on here because I didn't. I was trying to work that other YouTube thing out without coming through StreamYard, but it didn't work. I'm gonna try to work on it when I get off here. But I'm gonna watch that messy video. But I don't want to watch something real creepy. Interesting. The beat is of 440 megahertz, very low vibration. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just listened to it. Some of the songs, yeah, they want us to be low vibrational people, though. I don't believe in my heart of hearts that it's going to get any better, because I think we become so accustomed to the music, you know, that we won't stop listening to it. Just like the R. Kelly, people still listen to R. Kelly, you know? So it's like, I don't think that it's going to stop. It'll just get worse. And as the economy get worse, I'm sure the violence will get worse as well, you know. So and another thing I thought about, how we sometimes, when we see the little girls, and we don't think much of it, and you see the little girls dancing and posing and shaking it, some people don't think nothing is wrong with that, but it's a lot wrong with that for a little kid to be shaking her ass. But that's what she sees. She see it probably from the parents. She see it on television. Sure, they program. They controlling and programming a lot of us. That's what we were saying. Look up Nikola Tesla. I heard of him, and Carnage. Okay, I've heard of him. Okay, I'll look that up too, because I like to kind of study this stuff. Listen to it. My daughter don't talk to me about it. She's and my kids, they go, "Oh, here she go. Here she go with this conspiracy shit." Mom, why do you believe that? Because see, that's the problem. A lot of people don't believe it. But if you sit back and think about it long enough, you'll see that it's true. Exactly what's happening. It was designed for it to happen, and we following through with it. And some of us may not be knowledgeable of it, but so many people want to turn, their heads and say, "I'm my daughter. Me and my daughter really kind of different. Me and my daughter different. She's very, very liberal. I'm a little liberal, to a certain point, but she don't care. She doesn't care." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna keep playing my music, so I don't care. I don't care." Well, she's 41 years old. Hell yeah, she could keep playing it. But she was like, "Yeah, I'm still mine, because I don't believe none of that stuff. He was shooting in a dice game, and that's what happened." No, that's not what happened. That's what they want people to believe that. that happened, but it's not what happened. Mm-mm. No doubt in my mind, like I said, they set that boy up. Someone designed a program. A lot of it is programming us, and it's programming our young kids. And I feel sorry for the children who don't, who are in broken homes, who, I talked about this the other day that so many young boys, if they're in a broken home, they want to help their moms. And the only way they see out of the hood is through selling drugs, going to the NFL. Everybody want to be a football, basketball player, or selling drugs or rap music. The music industry. They really can't see anything else because it's presented to them as fast money. You could sign a contract with the NFL if you that good for millions. And so you have this young man and this young girl. It don't always have to be males. It could be females as well. You have them wanting to help their mother or their grandmothers, whoever they left, whoever they being raised by. And this is the way they call themselves helping them. Mm-hmm. Y'all, it's true cause they made everything we do. Yeah, they made everything we do. And like I said, they control us. And they use our own people to help them control us and destroy us. They use our own people to destroy us. You know? So I don't know. I've been on here a year. I mean a year. I've been on here a whole hour babbling. I appreciate y'all coming by though, really. I'll drop the link. Ain't nobody here. Diva might pop up here. My diva might pop up here. But yeah, I'm really working on getting my videos together, trying to upload my videos, and I had them. I don't know exactly what happened to the videos I had. I don't see them under my brand where you normally put them. I don't see them under there. But I had the one of Kanye West, a little short of him going haywire, telling him to, murk him, come right now. Where I'm at. I'm at Drink Champs. Come here and murk me, you know. And so I was a little concerned for that. You guys, I appreciate you joining me. I don't have anything else to do, and really, that's why I came on live too. I ain't have nothing else to do. I had 7 days off, didn't go anywhere. I stayed home. Unfortunately, my daughter car was out of commission, so I had to use. I said, Queen Diva pop up with me. Hey, sissy.
Tiva, how are you? Hi,
Oh,
Shay.
it's always a pleasure to see you, sis.
Thanks. This was a very interesting show, though.
It
I'm
was.
enjoying the
Yeah,
commentary.
you know
Yeah.
what? I wish sometime though, when topics like this topic is really heavy.
Hmm.
You wish you had a lot of people to engage because it's serious. And I can't listen. I can't save this whole world. You know what I mean? But I sure like to save a lot of people if I can from some of the shit that's going on. And I really feel bad for our children.
Mm,
I live in an area, not my area, but not too far from the area. I live close by. And
mm.
every time you listen to the news is a young buck getting murked.
Every
Young
day.
buck, baby, every day. Every day I talk to you, when you listen to the news, you tell me the same thing. Girl, they
Well,
just
it's
murked
sad but
somebody down
true.
here. It's so sad, but it's like almost, how do we get around that? How do we get above that? How do we fix it? I don't even know how we can fix it. That's what's puzzling to me.
No,
You
no,
can
I'm
always
with you.
call a problem, but sometimes it becomes hard to solve a problem. You know, and
True.
this is a big problem for our community, and I just think it's gonna
It is.
get worse. Yep, I just think it's gonna get worse, sis. How was your
Yeah.
day?
It was good. I can't complain.
You seen
It
any
was,
mess? Heard any mess?
no, I didn't have time.
You ain't have time to run the streets?
No, and I didn't do nothing. My boss gave me something to do at 12 something. And when he left, he mentioned it. Cause I wasn't even checking my emails. I don't know what happened. Cause I'm usually on top of it, you know.
Yeah,
But
but
I
you
think
like
I was
running them
so
streets
busy.
too. You
I'm
talk to his,
sorry.
you was
I was
busy.
so busy texting
Uh,
somebody all day.
told
You
you.
know?
You was doing something you had no business to do. The
Yeah,
people don't pay you to text people.
I know. But when I left, because it was nice and quiet, and he was in a lot of meetings today, you know, and he was in training. He had a busy day. I couldn't
Yeah.
help it if my day wasn't busy.
I didn't do much of anything when the cable went out. Needless to say, I went to one of my favorite places.
See, people just can't live without cable now these days.
Yeah,
That's why I just don't have it.
yeah.
It's not worth my money. I still have the
No, it's
internet.
not. It's
I'm
not
still
cable is a
watching
whole lot.
TV.
But
Hmm.
check this out. Like, listen, I turned Diva on to something, and listen, all you do but need an antenna.
Yeah.
Need an antenna. If you have a smart television, you throw an antenna on that joker, it will work just as well. Now you ain't gonna get all that extra HBO, Cinemax, and all, but
But you get enough
you get a
to
good
watch.
television. Yes, you do. You do. You
And
get
I'm just as happy.
channels, basic, yeah, and you don't pay that big cable bill.
Oh, I watch a lot of Netflix.
Oh, do you?
But see, I can stream my hotspot to my, TV and still get everything from my cell phone. That's what I
You
pay for
do.
monthly.
And I appreciate
Unlimited.
that too, Keitra. Every time I go live, you do try to drop in. I really appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate
appreciate it
all
too.
my supporters. You know what? I don't care how big I get. I'm still gonna be Mz.Teavalocity. With my 13 people here, I'll be the same with my 1,300, 13,000.
Mhm.
I'm never gonna change. I'm
But it
just
was still an excellent show with that
yeah, it was
amount of
good.
people.
It was good
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they engaged. They know what's going on in this music
yeah.
industry. This ain't nothing made up. Regina is always on point too.
She's so supportive.
Yeah, I will say that ye need some powerful, uncontrolled people in his corner. Do you think he gonna have those people in his corners?
I don't know.
He
I
named it
hate to say.
puppet. I know Jay-Z. I don't care what nobody say. I know JC is a puppet and Puffy too. I know they the gatekeepers. Anytime
Yeah.
they would sell their own people out, and they was gonna start a distribution company, and they was gonna
Mhm.
sell their own people out to the massa, you already know they gatekeepers, and they bring a lot of
Mhm.
people into the business. Think about it. Him and Ye was
Mhm.
real cool. Come to find out, you know why Ye, bless you,
Uh,
sissy. You know why
uh,
Kanye West and Jay-Z fell out? Because you remember Jay-Z and Dame Dash brought Kanye West into the fold, right? Into the business. Because they gave that boy a contract that said he will never ever be able to retire from music. That's the
wow.
shitty deal they gave Kanye West. And when he found out, now how he found out, I don't know. Yeah, I could have turned on my mobile house. How he found out, I don't know, but I heard that they gave that boy a deal that he could not retire. He had to make music the rest of his life. What kind of crappy stuff is that? Oh, you put
Wow.
on clothes.
I had to put my little moo on.
Oh, aren't
Shut
they so
up.
comfortable? But yeah, now that's crappy. If you trust somebody, you think they're your friend, and him and Jay used to be real good friends, supposedly, right? We find out
Yeah.
friends aren't really friends,
I was
and
just about to say that.
he gave that boy that contract. And when he found out that contract, he went, the contract he could never ever from retire from making music.
Mm,
Yep.
mm.
And if y'all think about it, he spoke about that a couple of years ago when Jay-Z and them fell out, when he fell out with Jay-Z and they didn't come to his wedding. Remember, they didn't come to his wedding, they didn't come to his kid's birthday. Kanye West, they didn't want him to marry Kim, none of that stuff. And he spoke about it, put him in a contract. Chuck No Joke was saying it. I heard him talking about put him in a contract that he had to make music the rest of his life. He couldn't retire. But I can't think of who else that happened to, but it happened to somebody else besides Kanye West.
Okay, sis, I'm leaving.
Okay, see you later.
All
Yes,
right, I do my job.
girl, she loved this. She loved conspiracy girl. Yep, isn't that crazy? But now let me ask you a question. Why do you think TMZ is always on the scene first? Something's weird about that as well. They're always on the scene when something bad happens. That's crazy. And you know who I'm beginning to think that's kind of fishy too? The shade room. They're always on the scene. They get the information first. Why you think these people are getting the information? He got that Kobe information and pictures of that plane crash before anyone ever seen it. They said before Kobe wife even knew her him and his daughter was in a crash. Now, how did TMZ get that information? Kobe shot that. Yep, he was going up against the Farmo, and you know you don't mess with Farmo. Allegedly, they was the ones who took out Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi was old, but you know he had won that case when he had those people come in there and prove that the treatment he was giving them, the natural remedies he was giving them, healed some of their illnesses. He won that. And if you know shortly, Dr. Sabi wasn't around anymore. So remember, the powers that be always have control of us. We do get far, you guys, and I know God has all power, and that's who I believe in. So I believe what's for me, I'll get. However, I do know that the powers that be is always watching, and they always have control. They are they, yeah. Oh shit, Keitra. Now we about to go somewhere else. A lot of people have mysteriously disappeared, passed away, dropped out, etc. I'm telling you, the powers that be is when especially you know you can't go up against Big Pharma. Come on. That's that's billions of dollars a year. That's why they say we have no cure for this, no cure for that. You need this vaccine, that vaccine. Everybody, that's their big money maker besides music. But the powers that be have control over that. And whenever you listen, I know you guys had to hear about this too. About the man over in Kenya, Nigeria, one of those places. He had he had invented the car that you could run it off of, I think it was some form of water, some other type of fuel. And he came and showed his invention. What happened to him? What happened to him? Because we wouldn't have to buy gas. He had invented the car that runs off of water. I believe it was water. Yeah, water. Yep, he developed that. He was showing his invention on television. Shortly after that, we don't hear from him. We don't hear about that doctor who said she had a cure for cancer, that sister. We ain't heard no more about her. The man who was exposing this dude right around the DMV area, we didn't hear from him no more. He disappeared. So they will make you disappear. They will make you disappear. If you think you will take anything from them, they will get rid of you. Miss Regina's too deep. Yeah, Regina good. Yeah, it's deep though, y'all. This stuff is deeper than what people know. Like I said, I would love for a whole group of people just to get on here and talk about it. You know, because a lot of times you remember stuff that somebody else don't remember, or they could, trigger one of your thoughts, like you guys was making me think. Yep, I forgot about Kobe and the pharmaceutical. Look how they did. Now, do y'all believe Bill Cosby was gonna try to buy NBC, one of those stations, and look what happened to him? Do you believe wasn't he supposed to be trying to buy NBC or one of those stations? And those people have a lot of money now, but they didn't want him to get it. And shortly after that, he went down. Kobe with the farm thing, he went down. So the powers that be will strike if you get out of line. Yep, for the love of money is the root to all evil. That's in the Bible, and that's the true thing. People will do anything for money. We see it daily. We see it daily. People will do anything for money. Well, you guys, I really appreciate you joining me. I think I'm about to get up off of here. Unless you guys have something else we could talk about, I would love to stay and talk to you. I'm not doing anything, but I'm going to check out Be Careful video, that and Messy, so I could see what I think about what I get out of those videos. Keisha, yes, it is. The rabbit holes goes very deep. These things have not just exactly started in the music industry. It goes way back in history. Many have spoken out. Little Richard, oh, it's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them that have spoken out, and they no longer here. And like I said, somehow they overdose. And I know that drugs is big in the music industry and in Hollywood and stuff. But I mean, everybody overdose. Eyes everywhere. He gonna blank the plane that disappeared with all the doctors that had a natural cure for cancer 5 years ago. 50 plus doctors. Yeah, yeah. But I remember that sister. When she said, "Oh yeah, I have a cure for cancer," she came on, and as soon as she said that, y'all, I had saw her on Robin Roberts. What's that? Good Morning. I was like, well, she's gone. She's definitely gone. And surely I ain't heard no more from that sister. Because thank you, baby. There are cures for a lot of illnesses, but the big farm, they make billions of dollars off of it. So why cure us? I went to get one of my medications, and thank God I have insurance, but one of my medications a month costs 300 and something dollars. Now I pay 30 cents. I think I pay like 30 cents for it, but it's 300 and something dollars a month. And I know there are millions of people on hypertension medicine. And mine's is just a lower dose. So I can imagine people, that's on a lot of medication. Yeah, Big Pharma make lots of money. You'll never be able to come up with a cure for anything and they buy it. They'll lose too much money. And that's their investments. See, that's the good old investments that them boys have. Them big boys and girls who know. They have investments and stuff like that. Where a lot of times we don't even know how to invest. Some black folks, not all black folks, but a lot of black folks don't even know how to invest, where to start, you know? So it's kind of tough. Yeah, anything. Okay, you guys, I'm about to get out here. Let me see. Regina, silence. Little Richard never got on the Hall of Fame until after his death. He could claim forever and was ran out and went into religion as a preacher. He still tried to speak out in code. Michael Jackson did too. Michael Jackson was, exposing the industry. He did it too, you know. So, but once they do that, like you said, Regina, they'll be no longer with us. Somehow they just disappear. You know what I mean? Or they just become unalive. Then it's all an overdose. I told you I was watching that Marilyn Monroe thing, and they were saying, she was about to expose her relationship. She was singing to Robert Kennedy and was going to expose her relationship with him and his brother. And they found her overdosed. But come to find out, someone had injected her with something. Yeah, they had injected her with some type of drugs, to overdose. But again, nothing ever happened because it was those big boys. It was part of big boys. No, you can't buy real fruit. Yeah, all your fruit. Yeah, What was I eating the other day? I think I was eating an orange. I said, this ain't no real damn orange, ain't no seeds in it. Fruit that don't have seeds are man-made fruit. It's not good for you. You know they putting stuff in our foods too. They just conspiring to get rid of us. I'm laughing because I really believe that they trying everything from the food they feed us to our jobs, the air, the car you drive, everything, the clothes we put on our back, anything. They try to get rid of us. Justin Bieber was acting out and had to be put in place. Yes, he did. Now, how did Justin Bieber end up singing at uh Takeoff funeral? How did he end up? Where did he come from? You remember they put his ass back in this place and he was round supposedly going with the pastor. He had got deep into church. Look what they did to Britney Spears. And we ain't heard no more from that other girl. What's her name? Taylor Swift. We ain't heard from a lot of these people. I don't know if they didn't sign the oath. That's the reason why they didn't get very far. I don't know. The list goes on and on. The soul blood contract is real when they make you famous. Yeah, I'm so glad, Regina. I'm so glad you believe too, you and Keitra and Tan. I think Tan 7 believes this shit is for real, you guys. But I know they have made it so taboo talking about because they want us to think that when we do talk about it or we do wake, when we do get away, that we're crazy. Now, do I believe every celebrity or every musician or, no, maybe not all, but I believe a lot of it is. Y'all, can you believe that? Where did he come from to sing at Takeoff funeral? But they said Takeoff had 2 funerals. Did y'all know that? They said he had 2. And they said the mother was emotionless. She had like a smirk on her face. Huh? I'm like a smirk on her face. Y'all got to go over to Gossip Girls XOXO. This lady was on there breaking it all down about how she know for a fact. Now, I don't know how she would know for a fact. Allegedly, that they set him up. They sacrificed Takeoff. Now, I don't know, but she doing a lot of rambling over there, man. Y'all need to go over there and hear that. I was listening to a little bit of it before I tried working on this computer. Yeah, I'm not sure where Justin Bieber come from. And they say Drake is into that shit really heavy too. They say he into that with, you know, the ties with those people. And remember, Takeoff funeral was 11/11, and Drake dropped him and 21 Savage dropped their new single on 11/11. What kind of crazy shit is that? So I don't know who. Hey, Belinda is chosen. I don't know who really sacrificed him and why he got sacrificed. But we'll see. We'll see who rise up. We'll see. Everything nasty. Trying to blame it on Coco. No, I've never lost my taste buds, sir. I don't know. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it for dropping by. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to come allegedly, right, Queen Diva, allegedly, and I'm gonna try to drop those links. Like I said, um, I had this man. I really thought I had this great interview that I was gonna do. The dude never called me, and it was so yeah. Drake won with Jay Prince in them. Yeah, he's with Jay Prince in them. A lot of people are tied to Jay Prince. A lot of artists are tied to Jay Prince. And fun for all to see are industry owned. Yeah, a lot of them are industry. That's what I'm saying. Even when you listen to the music, I know they pay people to play your music, But even the Grammys and all that stuff, the Grammys, they ain't no good no more. I don't even watch those things. I don't even watch the BET Awards anymore. Nope. All that shit is rigged. All is all about money. I notice how they keep playing Diddy's son song. Now, every time you turn around, I'm hearing his song. And it ain't that great, but it's because it's Diddy. They probably played the stations to stream it, you know? I don't know. Yeah, Jake is with, and you know he dropped that. Now, girl, Lisa, he dropped his song on 11/11 when Takeoff funeral. Now, could Drake be in there? You know, they say that Quavo was real tight with Jay Prince and Drake and all, and been for a long, long time. So who knows what really happened? I don't care if he was the uncle. It doesn't matter nowadays. They'll just take you right on out here. Well, you guys, I'm about to get off the phone. Get off this line and watch me some TV. What's wrong about your birthday, baby? It was Diva's birthday. Yeah, 11/11 on your birthday, sis. Yep, 11/11. Now, I don't know. I want y'all to go visit Ratchet. You know, Ratchet TV. Wait. I want y'all to know he really gets deep into this stuff. And he pieced this takeoff thing, he pieced it together pretty good. I tell you, it made me believe it even more that this kid was sacrificed or set up. I'm telling you, all the shit he got over there to look at. So you guys gotta watch Ratchet TV. Let me see. The Ratchet Hoods. Let me see. Let me get it right. Because I watch him every night. I watch it. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Ratchet. I'm gonna tell you the name. Ratchet TV. Yeah, it's just Ratchet TV. He's pretty good. I watch him all the time, every night. There are many, many great singers in this world that are not given the opportunity to go mainstream. They make music that is considered underground and or streamed on other platforms. I heard 21 Savage talking the other day, and this was on Math Hoffa, and they were saying how a lot of people are going doing underground music because they don't want to sell their souls. Simple. They don't want to sign the contract that the music execs, the deals they trying to give them, because they know they shitty deals now. But when you got people, say for instance, you have people you trust taking you to sign a deal, you trust those people. So you thinking they doing things in your best interest, and they really not. They making money off of you. A lot of those musicians and stuff, they take, and what they do is they get this money and they go buy all this jewelry and all that crazy stuff, silver, gold teeth and diamonds and all that. And they owe that music industry. They owe the music execs that money, the producers, the managers. That's not even their money. That Glorilla, that's some name, isn't it? Glorilla. She ain't the cutest looking thing either. But I see she fixed her teeth since she got a little bag. But that Glorilla was saying how her manager ripped her off for all that money. She had no idea that he had done sold at FNF without her knowledge. And she went somewhere else trying to sell her FMF song. And they said, no, so-and-so already sold that song to somebody else. She didn't even know. She said, I didn't even know he had sold my song. I couldn't even go to people trying to get a deal because he had already sold it. See, so they don't know. These people are just ripping them off. We think so much about Miss Regina. I love Miss Regina. I do. She always in here and engaged. And very sharp. She's very sharp. I appreciate her very, very much. It's billions of people making music, and we only hear the same 6 artists. This a program world under a evil spell. It is, Keitra. It is. It is. And The world is just really, really, well, the world is not. The people in the world are becoming more and more wicked and evil. You know, sometimes I just even watch and I just watch how easy it is for us to destroy each other and think nothing of it. You know, I'm just like, damn, how can you do that to a baby? Or how can you do that to your own? How can you do that to your wife? How can you do that to somebody you love? Just pure evil. I'm also gonna go back to doing my Black missing and exploited, missing, exploited, and murdered Black women series. I'm gonna start doing that again. But it's so many cases, you guys, I can't keep up. Every day you hear about it. I wonder why that is too. So many men taking out their baby mothers or their wives. That's beginning to be a lot too. I hear that a lot. You know, I don't know really what's going on with us as a people. My daughter said, well, isn't white? Isn't it? I don't care. I'm just really, I do care, but mainly I'm focusing on my people. You know? Let me see. So I'm going to end this with this right quick. I think I got it. This is what I was talking about. Hold on. I got some stuff I recorded. Girl, I recorded it. The voice, because I didn't want to play their video because I don't want to get flagged. You know, I got to give them credit too. So I need to go back and find them. Listen to this.
About something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this. A bunch of young Black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people. But they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people. You're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Don't just get online today and talk about how, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the Black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government. And as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience. You have platforms. You have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you all together standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family, faith, freedom, doing the right thing, valuing life, than they are of anything else. So I challenge you, Use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die. How many have to die before you change the culture? And let me tell you something else. There's a reason the record labels pay us more to do rap videos. They don't tell you that, do they? Do they tell you that they pay us more to do your videos? Because they do. They do it because they know it's more dangerous. They do it because they know it's more difficult. And they do it because, frankly, there's a lot of money laundering involved. Those labels wash a bunch of money through. We don't do it, but we know the labels are doing it 100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video. Did they? Because we didn't see $150,000. Okay, so where did the money go? And to who? Their friend's company? A lot of times that's the case. Same thing with insurance companies. They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created. They know that the only possibility of a music video being shot up is on a rap video. And that's the truth. To change the culture, you have the power. Your people deserve it. Now, one thing that's
now that was crazy. Now that's what an ex-music executive said, and he telling the truth. Wow, that's deep. But I wanted to leave you with that. It doesn't surprise me at all. Like he said, stop saying rest in peace. Try to change the culture. However, I don't know how we could do that. I know it's a problem. I don't have a solution. It is what it is. But this Caucasian man told you exactly what's happening. Exactly what's happening in the music industry. He was an exec there for many years until he decided that he was going to run for office. So he let, the music industry go. But he told you they get paid more. The insurance, they get the insurance. They got that death clause in there where they get all your money. You talking about what happened to Prince's catalog? They still getting paid off his catalog because they have a clause in there. Now, I don't know what the clause is. I just heard about it that is in there. So once musicians die, they still get paid lots of money for them. They still getting paid for Biggie, Tupac, all of them. Probably every musician that we know, they getting paid for them. Yeah, Krishan Rock, you made a valid point. Now, Blueface is locked up. She just got a good deal. I'm telling you, y'all, that's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to get ready to get out of here. That's all I'm going to say. She just got a big deal herself, and he faded out. He ain't nobody, Blueface ain't made nothing. Ain't nobody talking about Blueface, but Krishan was holding him down. I'll see what was blocked by the Google moderator, yeah. But look what happened to him. Now he probably go to jail for years because he done shot somebody. Yeah, your last message. Let me see what it is. Let me see what it was, Regina. Hold tight. I'll see. But now, let's see how high she'll go. I can't stomach her. Me either. You know what, though? I don't know so much. It always go deeper than what we know. That girl came from a bad background. She probably never really seen love before, and she may just think that's love. That's love. They are so toxic. I'm surprised he didn't do anything to her, or she didn't do anything to him in that nature, what you're talking about, Diva, because they are very, very toxic. But yeah, she just got a big deal.
In over 190 plus countries. Airalo, keeping you connected wherever you travel.
I was trying to find what they held. I don't trust that. Ooh, yeah. I see why they held it. Regina. I'm not gonna let it go because you used the J word. We can't say it. We cannot say. We could say. We know who it is. The jelly beans. We'll know who you're talking about. Yeah, they held the last one because I have it on here. If anything offensive or derogatory that perhaps may affect my video, monetization to hold the comments. Don't let them through. And because you use those J people's name, they held your comment. But you know that's what it's all about. They getting all the money. They filthy rich off of us. I said I don't trust him. The last recording played. Guess they didn't like, the J word. Yeah, exactly. That's why they held it. I just looked at it. That's why they held it. So yeah, I think now she got a big deal. So let's just see. Let's see if he get locked up. I'm sure he will be, because that's another black man off the streets for some years. For some years. I don't know who he shot or what happened, but like I said, she was gonna hold him down. You know, she was all at Puffy's party. Yeah, she was all at Diddy's party. He was hugging on her, and I was like, look at this. They baiting in it. They bringing in another one. No, they didn't. They didn't block the black word, Diva. They blocked the J word. I looked at it. It was the J word she used. Yeah, they all are over the music industry. That's why I think it was really bad that they sold our own people out and took it back to the J people and told them what was going on. They was trying to buy their own distribution company so they could make money themselves and distribute the music, and they wouldn't allow them to do that. I wonder if they would have gotten that deal, would things be different for this new what they call quote gangster rap? I wonder if it would be the same thing. I don't know. Well, you guys, I'm gonna get ready to get out here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know, we had a good time. I really enjoyed myself. I really did. I appreciate y'all. Hey, how are you? They took over Motown when they left Detroit. Yeah, it's a racket. Sure, it's a racket. A big racket. Mm-hmm. It's a big racket, but it's been that way, like Regina said, for years, you guys. They've been doing us like that for years. And when we talk about family turn on family, I watched a movie the other day, and the brother had told the white folk who was waiting for, they was going to murk the brother. They was going to murk one of the brothers. He was a darker brother. Just hold on, because this going to. And then the other brother was lighter. So the lighter skinned brother really thought that he was going to get this deal going into Detroit, Chicago with this, again, one of the J boys, and get this show. But they end up liking the darker brother, because one was dark and one was light, just following. And so, you know, at that time, you was more accepted if you was lighter skinned, right? You was lighter than the average, what they call dark person. So they wanted him to sing, but the other brother sang better than him, but he was a musician. He played the sax or something. So they took them to Chicago. They begged their mother, but before they left, he was having an affair with a girl who was she was posing as black. White. Her and her mother was posing as white. And so she married into this wealthy white family. But she really was in love with the black guy. But back then, you didn't have interracial relationships, because, you know, they would take you out in the back and teach you a lesson, them black boys, right? So make a long story short, she was really in love with him, but she married this white guy. So they went to Chicago, and before they had came to the mother's house, and the cousin used to be working for this rich family. She worked for him as their maid. She ran all the way home to tell her aunt that they were coming to get him. They was going to murk him, because her mother, who was passing as white also, had said that he looked and whistled at the girl, right? Yeah, it was Tyler Perry movie. He whistled at the girl. So they whisked him off to Chicago. And when they got to Chicago, the two brothers, they chose one of the brothers to be the star singer of their shows. You know how they used to have those night cotton club shows? Like, they chose a brother. He was going back to visit his mother, because I think the mother had gotten sick. And so they were making a little money. But the brother was really envious of him, because he wanted to be the star singer, and they chose him just to play in the band. So it was the Tyler Perry show. So when he told on his brother, and the boy ended up going back. He let him know what day and what time the boy was coming back, and they end up murking him. I didn't watch the end of it because I told my daughter I already know how it's going to end. They're going to end up murking him. And she told me, she said, Mom, you know what? I finished watching that movie. She said, and you right, you wouldn't have liked it because that's exactly what happened. And she was telling me about it. So see, he sacrificed his brother. It ain't nothing new, but it was a very good movie, but I was sad about it. What's the name of that movie? You can't think of it? It's a Tyler Perry movie, though. It was very good. They set Sam Cooke up, too. Yeah. They set him up. I remember that, Deidre. They set Sam Cooke up. They did a lot of them like that. So this ain't nothing new, you guys. So it's not hard to believe they've been doing it for years and years and years. They've been screwing us over with the contracts. They've been making us do things that we don't want to do just to make sure we get a little money and stay in good with them. The Masters is something else, honey. The Masters is something else, But anywho, that's it. That's it. Miss T is going to get ready to get off this phone. Off this, unless y'all got something else to talk about. I'll drop the link one more time before I jet out of here. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like. I mean, it was only, 11 of us? But hit the like. 11 likes. I like that. Make sure y'all hit the like for your old girl. Hit the likey like. And we're going to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to find my closing song. Yesterday I really screwed it up. Let's see. I'm going to get ready to close out of here. I think I got in trouble for this one. They did a copyright on this one. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time with this shit since I ain't been on here. I'm having a hard time. Gee whiz. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are joint heirs. They are future. We need to make sure we give them something other than the struggle and hard time. It doesn't take much to be a blessing and not a bother. Simple hello, how are you? You look nice today. I like your hair. I like that hat. You have a beautiful smile. Can I buy that cup of coffee for you? Oh, I'll grab that door. I'll take these groceries. It doesn't take much for us to show a little kind gesture each and every day that we live. It's so much stuff out there. We have to do better. We just have to do better. And if you do better, you doing your part. So don't forget to try to bless someone. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks again. Peace and be good. Be safe.